Welcome back to Drifting Drams. I'm Katie.
And I'm Ethan. What's up, y'all?
Today we have 3 picks and a wild card for you. I poured them, so I know what they are, unfortunately, but Ethan doesn't. He will be trying to figure out which of the 4 is the wild card in this bunch.
Yeah, so I think I've been annoying Katie a little today. She's already trying to make me look silly, so this should be a lot of fun. For anybody who doesn't know this segment yet, basically 3 picks from a single distillery and a wild card that is something similar, right? It's not about guessing what they are, although if I can, I'd be amazed. It's just about guessing which one's different and do I like it or do I prefer the set from the others. So it's really fun to be able to identify a distillery, especially once you can then loop it back into what it actually is. So let's look silly. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
All right, oh man. So right off the front, I'm getting sweetness, I'm getting perfume.
Some oak, obviously.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of red fruits in there too.
Yeah. The most interesting note to me on this nose is there's some like vanilla buttercream frosting. That's the best thing on that nose for me. It's a good nose, don't get me wrong.
Well, I'm gonna take a sip now. So.
Well, she can do what she wants. Oh my gosh. Wildly different. This one is spicy and again floral still, but man, that's a big punch of citrus too.
I get the citrus, citrus peel.
Yep.
Lemon, maybe a little bit of orange.
Yeah, that's concentrated citrus.
But it's still a fair amount of oak on the nose as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, and the vanilla buttercream nose is back on C. Jeez. Oh, man. And again, like Katie's saying, a good dose of oak. It's like if you took it and spread it on the bottom of a barrel stave, and that's what you use to eat it off with.
I'm not getting a ton of fruit on this one. More spice. A ton of baking spice.
Yeah, this one to me is spicy and sweet. That smells great. All right, and the final one. Okay. Yeah.
Tons of oak.
Spicy oak too, man. This is baking spice and chewing on a plank.
Maybe some molasses, like rich.
Oh man.
Burnt sugar.
Yeah, I get that completely. All right. God, that smells great. So first impression, D seems older than the rest, which helps me none toward guessing which is the outlier. All right.
So now Ethan will take the first sip of egg. I'll take a second sip.
Yep. So on the nose, again, same thing. Sweet, spicy, oaky. Great nose.
The palate is very light. There's a little bit of dusty funk to it. By that I mean just lots of oak. Almost tastes like you're tasting a rick house, like if that was a thing.
Yeah, I would not use the word light for this. So prior to this, I had just a little pour of Jim Beam single barrel, and I'd say this is proofier than that, and that's at 108. So I wouldn't say it's light. It comes in with some proof, it hits, it lingers, which immediately actually now I'm rethinking it might be rye spice that's lingering. We'll see. Man, but that perfume, that floral is still there. And I know a lot of y'all don't like that floral note, so you're thinking, oh, God, I love that floral note. Sweeter. Wow.
How's the sweetness?
Second sip, way sweeter. Yeah, that's a good pour. But no fruitiness. No fruitiness, which is the bar, in case you don't know yet.
Man,
Wow.
the citrus.
Yep. Citrus spice. This is like a it's like a simple syrup, but a fall version. Like, you know, you infuse it with certain things, right? This has got cinnamon and nutmeg and all those fall baking spices.
There was a ton of oak on the palate of it, but a ton of spice. The citrus really wasn't there on the palate.
This ain't no 4-year whiskey we're drinking here, y'all. Oh, man.
Has Glass C changed on the nose for you at all?
I think it's kind of melded together. I'm not getting any one note jumping out at me anymore. It's kind of equal parts sweet spice and oak. Again, smells like a deliciously put together bourbon.
Wow.
Or a whiskey, let's be fair here.
Tastes like a baked pie with cinnamon, very bready, doughy.
It does. The front part of the palate on that, though, is really soft. This is really, really soft. Man, this one, this is the lowest proof so far.
I'd agree with that. It's definitely a lighter flavor.
Yeah, the first part of it is, it's good. It's sweet and oak, but it's just barely there. Yeah, that's a completely different palate.
Now onto the D.
Katie lives for the D.
In blinds, Glass D is always surprising.
Because by the time Katie gets to D, she's drunk.
That's even breadier than the first, or the third. And man, the sugar, the molasses on D.
Crap. Well, this ain't like the last one, y'all. The Jim Beam single barrel one where it jumped out at me. She did this because she's mad at me. She poured me great whiskey because she's mad at me. You hear me? Yeah, this is, now for me, this one is the pie. There's sweetness in there. There's no nuttiness, so it's not a pecan pie or anything like that. It's some type of sweet pie that doesn't have fruit, which sounds like a really bad pie, but it's really great bourbon. So
there's a ton of vanilla too, vanilla and caramel. Mm-hmm. It's like vanilla bean more than like a buttercream or a vanilla, like an artificial vanilla.
Yeah, so I completely agree on the vanilla. For me, the caramel, I'm not getting the caramel. It's not going that dark.
Gotcha.
I'm getting sweet and sweet oak.
Do you have any favorites off of first sip through?
So far, I love the floral note on A and the flavor punch of D.
So, since you've tasted through them twice now, do you have any guess on what is the wild card of this bunch? You're going to say C.
I think C is the outlier, mainly based on proof. The flavor profile is similar. It might be a little bit older, but the proof is lower.
Okay. Now, do you have a favorite? Before I tell you what the
I'm about to go back to D one more time to figure that out. Oh my god. that nose. D is just it's a vanilla buttercream frosting nose. It's sweet buttercream, it's rye. And if it holds, it's got a hell of a hit to it as well.
So are you ready for me to reveal? Or do you want to rank them further other than just what's your outlier and what your favorite is? Oh, you haven't said your favorite.
I haven't, but it's a D.
It's D, okay.
Yeah, D is narrowly ahead of B just because it's fuller flavor. I wish it had more rye spice like B does, but it narrowly beats it. So, DBA, outlier C. We'll see if I'm right or crazy, or probably both.
Fair enough. So what do you want to know first?
What's the outlier?
The outlier is B.
Well, and there it is, folks.
So what we've been tasting through are 3 Maker's picks, Private Select picks, and Barrel Vantage. Barrel Vantage is Glass B. And then we have 3 picks of Maker's Private Select. The first, Glass A being The Blind Speaks from Mash and Journey. Glass C being a Washington 2020 pick, the community pick.
Mm-hmm.
And then Glass D, which is your favorite, happens to be our local pick. That is the Party Mart bourbon bread pudding pick.
There you go.
That we had luckily the opportunity to buy one, and we have another bottle. I think they still have some, but you know, we're lucky enough to know David over there, and he does a lot of their picks, and so it was a fantastic pick, and I really wanted to showcase these picks because Maker's picks are so vastly different. The reason I chose Barrel Vantage was because of the 3 different types of oak finishing on it. I figured it would hold its own to the different staves that you pick and put in Maker's.
Yeah. So I think it obviously did. I had no idea that was the outlier. C to me is, again, it tastes more different than the rest. I am going to pat myself on the back just a little bit about getting the lower proofs of them. Now, I know the Maker's picks are not 103 to 108 proof, but they're only a little bit higher.
I think they're normally 108 to 111.
Yeah, they're only a little bit higher. And I got that again, I was a little bit off on the age, but that oak influence, right? I'm going to count that as a win, getting all that oak, thinking it's older. That's, I feel like that's a decent mistake to make. But yeah, great pours. I mean, the blind doesn't lie. That's what it is, for sure.
From time to time, you'll see us do this segment. Sometimes I'll pour them for Ethan. Sometimes Ethan will pour them for me. And maybe we'll even have, somebody pour them for both of us so that we can do a double blind and not know both what they are. But we hope you enjoyed this segment. We do this a lot, just on our own, day in, day out, just to see if we can pick it out.
Yep.
So.
Well, all right, y'all. We hope this has been at least a little bit entertaining for you. If not, downvote the heck out of this. Otherwise, like and subscribe. Again, we're Drifting Drams. I'm Ethan.
I'm Katie.
And we hope you had a good time. Cheers.
Cheers.